Bela Kiss. During the chaos of World War I, a Hungarian man named Bela Kiss joined the army and disappeared into the conflict. At first, there was nothing unusual about it. Then word arrived that he had supposedly been killed in combat. Believing the house was abandoned, his landlord entered the property to prepare it for new tenants. What he discovered shocked investigators. Hidden inside metal drums were the preserved bodies of several women. The victims had vanished over a number of years, and evidence suggested that Kiss had lured them with promises of marriage before stealing their savings and murdering them. Police launched a massive search, but the suspected killer was never captured. Numerous sightings were reported across Europe and even beyond, yet none could be confirmed. Whether Bela Kiss died during the war, escaped under a false identity, or lived out the rest of his life unnoticed remains one of military history's strangest connected mysteries. Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 American Navy torpedo bombers took off from Florida on a routine training mission. The flight, known as Flight 19, was expected to return within a few hours. Instead, radio transmissions soon revealed confusion among the pilots. Their leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, believed his instruments were malfunctioning and became uncertain of their location. As fuel levels dropped, communication grew weaker until all contact was lost. A rescue aircraft was immediately launched, but it vanished as well. 27 men and 6 aircraft disappeared without leaving a confirmed trace. Over the decades, countless theories emerged involving strange weather, navigation errors, and even supernatural explanations. Yet despite extensive searches of the Atlantic Ocean, no definitive wreckage was ever found. The final resting place of Flight 19 remains unknown. Foo Fighters. During the dark nights of World War II, Allied pilots began reporting strange glowing objects in the skies over Europe and the Pacific. These lights appeared suddenly, followed aircraft for long periods, and performed maneuvers that seemed impossible for the technology of the time. Some pilots assumed they were secret German weapons, while others feared they were experimental aircraft from another nation. What made the sighting so puzzling was that reports came from many different crews who had never spoken to each other. The lights often accelerated rapidly, changed direction without warning, and then disappeared. Investigations after the war failed to identify a clear explanation. Some historians suggest unusual atmospheric phenomena, while others believe stress and wartime conditions may have played a role. Even so, no single theory has managed to explain every encounter. The death of the Red Baron. During World War I, the most feared fighter pilot in the sky was Manfred von Richthofen, better known as the Red Baron. With more than 80 confirmed victories, he became a legend on both sides of the conflict. On April 21, 1918, his remarkable streak came to an end when he was shot down over France. The mystery began immediately afterward. A Canadian pilot named Roy Brown was officially credited with the kill, but forensic examinations later suggested the fatal bullet may have come from the ground rather than another aircraft. Several Australian soldiers have also been proposed as possible candidates. More than a century later, historians still debate who fired the shot that ended the career of one of aviation's greatest aces. The exact identity of the person responsible remains uncertain. The deadly double advertisement. In the months before the attack on Pearl Harbor, a curious advertisement appeared in American newspapers promoting a board game called Deadly Double. At first glance it seemed harmless, but some readers noticed unusual wording. References to air raid shelters, warnings written in multiple languages, and strangely numbered dice sparked suspicion. After Pearl Harbor, some investigators wondered if the advertisement had secretly contained coded messages intended for spies or intelligence agents. The timing certainly seemed unusual. Supporters of the theory argue that too many odd details appeared together by coincidence. Skeptics point out that no direct evidence linking the advertisement to espionage has ever surfaced. Despite years of debate, nobody has been able to prove whether it was merely creative marketing or part of something far more secretive. Pete Ellis. Lieutenant Colonel Pete Ellis was an unconventional officer in the United States Marine Corps during the early 20th century. Long before World War II began, he produced detailed predictions about how a future conflict with Japan would unfold. His writings described island campaigns across the Pacific, attacks on American positions, and tactics that later resembled real events with remarkable accuracy. Many of his contemporaries dismissed the ideas as unrealistic. Then Ellis abruptly left on a mysterious journey and eventually arrived in territories controlled by Japan. Not long afterward, he died under circumstances that remain disputed. Some reports claimed alcohol poisoning, while others suspected espionage and assassination. The mystery deepened when individuals connected to investigating his fate also died unexpectedly. Whether Ellis was gathering intelligence, acting independently, or became entangled in something larger remains unclear.